Welcome to Custom Searching, an Alexio short course. In this course, we focus on custom searches, which is something that can be seen from the people screen, and specifically on the left-hand side. It's in parentheses here, and it indicates custom searches. You'll know we hinted at this in previous courses. Once you've created a custom search, which is what we'll look at, those custom searches will be available to be a drop-down list here. If you navigate towards the bottom, you'll find all of your custom searches. For example, these that I'm pointing at, AC4608, Awana, these are all custom searches. Let's look at how to create these so that we can use them in a strategic way. When you select custom searches, the Manage Custom Searches window appears, and all of your custom searches will be shown. If we focus in on this one, AC4068, that's simply a custom search. We've identified that that's its name. And when you select a custom search, you can see what its filter criteria happens to be. In this case, it's a very simple custom search, searching on the mailing list field and looking for anyone who's on the mailing list AC4068. To create a new list, select Create New, which will drop the name New Search into the name field. Change it to whatever you want. I've selected to call my custom search Regular Attenders, No Small Group, and I'll build criteria that will equal just that. The status will be Regular Attender, and they will have no entry in the small group area and the Involvement tab, or at least not be active. To continue, you'll choose to edit your filter. You engage the drop-down list under Field and navigate to the first filter criteria that you need. Status can be a confusing filter criteria. As you can see, you've got multiple status fields. If you're just looking for the person's current status, it's the first one. You'll need an operator. By default, when you select a field at the top, the operator defaults to Matches Item in List. Notice, though, there are other options. In some cases, you might be looking for an empty value, or you might be looking for any value. In those cases, you might want to work with is empty or is not empty. I'm going to stick with Matches Item in List because I'm looking specifically to do a search that would gather all regular attenders. And then I'll select to add the search criteria. If I left this as is, it would simply do a search for everyone whose current status is regular attender. But in my case, I want to go further and have a custom search that also looks at whether or not they're in a small group. You'll notice also when working with small group, there are a variety of options. There is no substitute for a bit of experimentation to really understand the details of what each of these mean. In my case, I'm not looking for active in any particular small group. I want active in any group. So I'll simply select Small Group, Active, and I want my operator to be is exactly yes. Now I have two search criteria, one for status and one for active in a small group. And my connected by is important to pay attention to. I need both criteria to exist. You can change this. It could be an or statement. So perhaps you might be looking for people who are in a specific small group, and you would give one criteria, or another specific small group. Let's continue. I've got mine ready, regular attender, and my small group active criteria. I'll select OK. Now it describes my filter, and I'm ready to save it and then display and see if I get the results I'm looking for. There's two ways to display. One could be right now, while I'm still in the Manage Custom Searches window, I could select Output Wizard. We've discussed Output Wizard in previous courses. We'll go ahead and select it now, and we'll choose to run a list, outputting one record for every person. My custom search has returned 8 pages of results. This is sorted by last name alphabetically, and it is regular attenders not in a small group. I can also choose the display to be what's listed on the left-hand side. By default, the Alexio database, when you arrive in the people area, will show current household. Usually it's the result of whatever search criteria you've placed here. But I can change that. If I narrow down, here's my custom search, regular attender, no small group. I select it, and what presents is a series of folders by last name, and these are all of my regular attenders that are not in a small group. A very large list. Down here, it's 195 people. Since status is such an important field in the Alexio database, we'll comment on a couple of the other status search options. I've created 2 custom searches. One is just simply listed for descriptive sake, status history. The other is status history as of. If we turn our attention to the specific filter for status history, it's very simple. It is status history matches an item in the list, and the item in the list is attended one time. If I employ this filter, or I use the term filter and custom searches synonymously, I select the display, the custom search. I navigate down to status history, and I get a variety of people in this list. I've got Kathy Rosenberg, who in 1998 was identified as attended one time. It is actually the only piece of status that we have for Kathy Rosenberg. I've returned to my Manage Custom Searches window, and now I'm focused in on status history as of. If we look at the filter, this says status history as of, and I've put a date parameter on this. It's still attended one time, but what I'll be looking for is only people who've had that status since January 1st of 2013. If I return to my list and apply the status history as of custom search, and I focus in on the R's, we'll see that Kathy Rosenberg is not there because she does not meet the criteria of that custom search. Custom searches can be great for finding data that might be missing on certain people. For example, if you're trying very hard to get a campus designation on each of your attenders, you could do a custom search with campus being equal to empty. Let's do that. I've created the custom search name as no campus selected. My field that I'll want to engage is the campus field. And in this case, I'll want to use an operator that says empty. I don't need a value because what I'm looking for, I've told the system, go find all records where campus location is empty. Now when I apply that filter, I'm now getting a list of everyone in my database that has campus field as an unknown. Well, that's it for custom searching. Thanks for watching this Alexio short course.